So I come from abject poverty, really. So I went through the care systems, addictions, prisons, all the usual stuff. Yeah. So lots of abuse, lots of trauma. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was when I came out to like my parents, for example. Like my mum kind of just sat me down and was like, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I just burst into tears. But obviously she was sat there so calmly, like, "This is fine. Like, don't worry about it." And my friends were all the same. Actually, most of the girls I was friends with were quite intrigued. Actually, so at the time that was kind of beneficial for me. And obviously not too far, but you know, bits and pieces.
My fear is becoming dependent on drugs, but I think I've licked that. So my biggest fear at the moment is my family. So they come from the same background as I come from, and one of them's not doing really well. And I'm always waiting for that phone call, something really bad's happened. So that's my fear.
When I was 14 years old, or maybe 15, my grandfather, who was my best friend at the time, he suddenly passed away. And I remember like seeing him, his body was there. He was dead. He wasn't there anymore, but his body was there, and that was very much like a stark, like, okay, this life is temporary, and these people that I care about, that I'm investing so much emotion and care in and love, they're going to be taken away by me by time, by a cruel time in that sense. So for me, that was a very jarring sort of not get knocked off the train tracks kind of time.
My mum was very ill when I was growing up. Struggled a lot with her mental health. I then also had a girlfriend who also struggled a lot with her mental health. I guess kind of you tend to gravitate towards what you know, I suppose. And during the same period, basically, or during the same year, not only was I doing my A levels, but I also had the stress of both of them basically not having a very good time. And trying to leave the world, I guess, putting it lightly. So that was quite difficult, I guess, like because you kind of put on yourself that maybe the reason that they're doing that is because you're not good enough. And I know that sounds really silly, but at the time, me being quite young, that was kind of the way that I saw it, and that was just my perception of the situation.
My son will be 4 on Friday. Lovely little boy, he's my oldest. I have two. He's one of two. But yeah, it's his 4th birthday, so I'm going to go and get him a nice outfit, get him a few toys, something he might like when he gets back from school and nice to see his dad.
What do you hope for your son in the future?
I hope he sticks with school. I hope he gets himself a good education. I would like to think that my son would be one of socialness instead of going on a computer all the time, hence like a PlayStation or something like that. Obviously technology is good, but I think socialness is better.
When I was in secondary school, I had problems with like questioning of myself, and like even in youngest, like I've grown up with 4 brothers, so I've always been around football and like just men's clothing like everywhere. Like I've always grown up doing like boys things. Like I'd go out to my brother's football games. I wouldn't go out to like some I don't know, like I don't really know what like girls like would do when they were younger, because I never had a sister, or I never really done it myself. So growing up, I always was questioning like who I wanted to be and how I wanted to dress, because within primary school, I always dressed like a boy and I always had my hair up. I always just was friends with the boys playing football because I felt like I could be that person. But as soon as I went to secondary school, it was like I had to put up this like show of being like every other girl there. And throughout every year of school, it was like a clock just ticking down of realizing of who you should be and how you should treat yourself and other people. And in the end, when it came to year 10 and 11, I decided to come out to a couple of my friends, and I ended up dating one of them. And it was a great experience for my life. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today without that. But it's a cute little dog. But oh, we can't say hello. Hello. He's gonna get in the video. Hey, darling. Oh, no worries, no worries. He's adorable.
What message do you have for the world, for people? If you could say something to people right now, what is it?
It's nice to be nice.
Why is it? Go and elaborate. Tell me more about that.
Well, it makes you feel nice being nice to people. I don't know about you yourself as you as a YouTuber. Like, I expect you like being nice to people. It's nice to interact, and it makes me smile being nice to someone. And I think it's nice to be nice. It's something my old man always used to say to me.
I would say start giving yourself positive messages. Look at what you're good at, not what you haven't got, what you have got. Look at what you have got, not what you haven't got.
The nature of the soul is to love and to be loved, you know. And this, you see this instinctively, little animals protect their children, mothers protect their kids, you know, like this desire to reciprocate and to feel love and to give love is intrinsic to the nature of the soul, is intrinsic to the atma, to the heart, you know. So yeah, that desire to love is there. And a lot of times when we're trying to look cool, like you said, when we're trying to get the nicest clothes, ultimately it's because we want others to love us. We want others to you know, to respect us and to give us that love that we're looking for, because otherwise it's lonely, isn't it? Like if you're not feeling the love, then it can be a hard world to live in, you know.
Thank you for letting me open up a little bit. It's quite nice. It's quite nice.
So are you enjoying talking?
Well, yeah, it's lovely. I don't really talk out loud, to be honest, other than the same people. But they already know my problems, so we're quite lucky latching onto mine. But yeah, no, it's nice to be able to even be outside, like in the nature, you know, out in Queen Square. It's lovely. Yeah, thanks for that though. It's great.
Well, when you're in a negative frame of mind, you tend to forget what you've got. You know, you've got friends who care about you, people who love you. You've got all that. Your circumstances might not be the best, but so people are more like into financial insecurity, where your security should be the people who love you, your friends, your family. That's my security. If everything got took away tomorrow and I lost all my money, I've still got that.